Hello, one and all. This is my reaction and cut content discussion of Dr. Stone New World Part 2, Episode 6. Huzzah! And first off, I do need to apologize for missing last week's episode. I was out of town for the entire week for my birthday, and it was a wild time, I'll say that. And I'm just now catching up, so I won't have time to go back and cover the last episode. But I am here for this episode, and I am so freaking excited, because if it follows the previous patterns, this episode will cover chapter 129, 130, and 131, which each of them contain one of my favorite moments in this entire freaking series. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm so excited for it. Last week, things didn't go according to plan at all. As turns out, Medusa being thrown at them was a fake because Ibarra is in fact crazy smart. And now they're basically in a full-blown war against Ibarra and his entire island while they're trying to, fix up the master statue to prove that Ibarra actually petrified him. And he is, surprisingly enough, an evil guy. I mean, they're going to be shocked to learn that. Ibarra has always come off as just so kind and fatherly to everyone on the island. Oh, these people are dumb. They are really dumb. But alright, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, speaking of dumb, Magma stole the gun and is gonna try to use it to kill Ibarra by himself. That is such an overwhelmingly bad idea. I mean, it's amazing that he even knows how to fire the gun. I mean, Yo practiced. Yo actually had experience before being petrified, but it still took him a lot of experience to actually be able to, hit a can with that thing. And now Magma thinks he can do it with absolutely no training. Oh, I just love how absolutely ticked off Nikki is. Love that girl. Meanwhile, Yo looks deflated. He looks absolutely deflated now that he's lost his gun. Oh, poor Jen. Yeah, he thought this was his salvation, but nope. We're going straight into the hornet's nest. We're gonna fight them here and now. Poor man. Poor man. Yeah, right there. Even though Magma doesn't really know how to use a gun and can't aim it all that well, he still has a freaking gun. He has sorcery on his side, so that's gonna scare away a lot of the enemy soldiers. And this right here is, wow, 1-to-1, so perfect. This is one of my favorite panels in the manga because at first glance it's like, oh, they're all going into the crowd to fight people. But no, Nikki isn't trying to fight the enemy soldiers. She's getting ready to pound Magma into the ground for being such a freaking moron. Honestly, I kind of ship these two together. I think that, she's one of the only people who can actually keep him, grounded. That's not the right word. Who can keep him from being a flaming moron. That's the right term. Joker. I mean, that is a fairly accurate description of what we're about to see as Senku pulls out the Joker card. It could be anything. It could be his death or it could be his salvation. Yeah, that whole... the whole thing about, we're not going to use the gun to kill people. It'll just be a tool for scaring them away. Except now the tool's in Magma's hands, and he very much wants to kill someone with it. Unfortunately, his aim absolutely sucks. Though it's still enough to really terrify them. There we go, Nikki. There we go. Love that girl. Yeah, I don't actually think that's how fireworks work. I mean, I feel like Senku just skipped a lot of steps, and there's a fairly good chance that thing could just, completely and absolutely explode on him. Or it can do that. It can literally make a giant ball of light, or giant flash of light into the sky that is enough to terrify every single soldier on this ship. I mean, that's not just sorcery right there. That is, next level sorcery. Yeah, even Bar is freaked out right now. That is beautiful, though. I mean, seriously, if that little magma can create an explosion that big, then clearly I've been buying the wrong fireworks. Especially because, this is the middle of the freaking day. Love it. Absolutely love Jen's just BSing. I mean, that alone is enough to scare most of these soldiers and get them to just get the freak off this ship and run for their goddamn lives. Yeah, unfortunately, Mose isn't the kind of person to be scared off by a little bit of sorcery like that, especially since he now knows the trick for it. It's all in the fingers, and if they can't move their fingers, they can't use their sorcery. He's actually a pretty clever guy, I gotta say, very observant of his environment. This is actually another of my favorite panels in this chapter. This is actually a pretty good illustrated animated fight right here. I mean, Kinro is certainly skilled, but yeah, he has absolutely no chance against this man. Mose is next level. He is a superhuman. It's funny, actually, back when they were in the cave, I saw people online commenting like, oh, well, they should revive their fighters first. Then they could have taken down Mose. No, they couldn't have. Now they have, Kinro and Magma and Nikki, and they still do not stand a freaking chance against this monster. Oh, don't you worry, Jen. Senku has a plan. Senku has, well, a really stupid plan, but he has a plan. Also, you might want to just, have built a lock on your doors for the ship, just saying, so you can, barricade yourself inside. That could have been really useful. I mean, yes, Yasibara could have still petrified them through the door, but, that at least would have bought them a little bit of time here. Oh, this is ominous. Just the steps going down, chasing after them. Oh, this is doing such a great job of setting the mood of how absolutely terrifying the situation really is. Okay, so that door actually does lock. I'm not really sure how Moses can get through it, especially since it's, a steel door, but hey, at least it freaking locks. Okay, see, he just tore through. Okay, that made absolutely no sense. I was just gonna cut that part out because I figured the door didn't actually lock, but no, it was locked, and he kicked through a steel door, which is particularly weird since the whole next scene is reliant on Mose and Ibarra not being able to break into the cage behind Senku, so that's a weird addition right there. That's a very weird addition. Oh, I don't hate his voice. I so absolutely hate his voice. Hi! Oh, that's unnerving, especially in this situation. And his eyes are just so absolutely terrifying. This man looks like he's got the Renegon activated. Seriously, that's terrifying. Absolutely. Yep, this is exactly where Senku wanted to go. This exact spot. And, I mean, he's still sweating because, like I said before, this is a really, really dumb plan. But it is literally his only option at this point. Again, he said the whole line, oh, Ibarra's men couldn't get through the metal door of science. Mose just kicked through a metal door of science. I think they could have figured this out. Especially because, the cage itself is made out of wood. Just the lock is made out of metal. That's weird. That is really weird to me. Him kicking down a door was not in the manga at all. So, yeah, I don't really know what's going on with all that. I think it was added in to, create some more tension. My freaking man! Hyoga is back, and yeah, Jen has every right to be terrified, considering this man pretty much killed Tsukasa. He is unstoppable. Even Kohaku would, even trying to remember what happened in that fight. Kohaku, I think, lost to him, or was very close. But I do think, it was her, Kinro, Jinro together were just like barely able to hold him back. So yeah, this dude pretty close to Moses' level, which is so terrifying. They also, stuck him in a cage for at least a week, so he has every right to be actually way more than a week. I just remembered, he was stuck in the cage the entire time they were building the Perseus, so like a full year, so he has every right to be very, very angry at them. I love this. Just him handing his golden spear. I mean, Kinro isn't as materialistic as Jinro, but the spear still means a lot to him. And, just beyond that, he's also just handing his spear, handing his weapon to a potential enemy as a sign of trust, because this is literally his only option. Also, Mose, Ibarra, you just saw a dude who was turned to stone get unturned, get depetrified. I feel like you should be having a bigger reaction to that. That's the fun thing. You aren't. You can't. It's taking Ibarra a long time to put these pieces together. It's very slow. It's like, wait a minute. That statue was just unpetrified. That dude over there, I think he was a statue. Oh, I get it now. Oh no. Wow, that was beautiful. Seriously, he just smacked that dude right into the wall. I mean, the manga, in the manga, he actually was even more violent, just shooting him to the other side of the room, but that was just... Oh, that was spectacular. Yeah, Mose can literally decide whether, Senku and the whole Kingdom of Science lives or dies. Literally, the fate of the entire world now rests in his hands, and he needs to decide, do I trust this new guy, who seems pretty strong and I might like, or do I trust the people who kept me in a cage for about a year? Decisions. Yeah, while he's worried about this, that fear is actually unfounded. I saw a lot of people arguing about it online last week. Basically, the problem is that the master statue is missing some big chunks of stone from, I guess, whenever Ibarra first smashed him years ago, and therefore he can't be revived. I mean, they could certainly try, but I don't think that would end well for anybody. Imagine if the dude does come back to life missing, half his face. He would just scream over and over until, they finally put him down. A mercy killing, essentially. Yeah, I think he just now realized, wait a minute. My home base is on fire. That might be relevant to this situation. Oh, Ibarra, you're smart, but you're also just a bit slow sometimes. Yeah, Jen, that's a really confident smile you got right there. I'm gonna tell you now, your plan is stupid. Your plan is overwhelmingly stupid, and also mildly offensive, mildly sexist, just saying. It's a bad plan. How? In what way did you think that would actually work? Your whole thing is that you're good at reading people. Did you really think that Nikki had the acting skills to pretend to be in love with Hyoga? Wrong. So wrong. Yeah, believe it or not, her reaction was actually bigger in the manga. I love this page. I absolutely love this page. Seriously, one of my favorite in this entire series. Yeah, I absolutely love this about Nikki. Despite her being one of the strongest characters in this series, she is still, a pure-hearted maiden who dreams of that fairy tale romance. Oh, she's amazing. She is so absolutely precious, and I love her. Yeah, I love it. I mean, like I said, she gives off this tough, intimidating aura, and so it's pretty easy to forget that she is, quite literally the biggest romantic in this entire series. Okay, maybe second most romantic. I mean, there's another person, but she hasn't been introduced yet. Keep an eye out for her, though. She is gonna be a fun one. Yeah. Also, Jen is doing this right in front of Hyoga. They're in a very small room, and Hyoga heard all of that. He's not particularly thrilled about it either. Just Nikki in the background, twiddling her fingers. That's so absolutely precious. Yeah, this is what I really love about Hyoga. He values skill above all else. And while he thinks that Jen is filth, he also knows that he's very useful filth, and he never kills somebody that might be useful to him down the road. It's a weird code of conduct, but it works for him. Huzzah! He's also just so casual about this, like, you do your job very well. And Nikki, oh my god, Nikki. I love this. He's actually giving her credit for being willing to play the maiden and try to seduce him. Even though it was so hard for her. Seriously, I love Hyoga. He's just such a fun character. Such a weird character, such a, murder hobo, but still, love him. Yeah, this is the big issue between Senku and Hyoga. Basically, Senku's plan is to save the entire world, revive everybody, while Hyoga's plan is to only revive those with the strength, the skills to actually be useful to the new world order, and then they'll, reproduce, breed, and eventually create superhumans who will dominate the entire world. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad plan, especially because, in this series, there are very clearly superhumans. I mean, Taiju is indestructible, Jen is almost magic, Senku's super genius, Tsukasa can literally kill a lion with his bare hands, and Hyoga and Mose are just absolute powerhouses. So yes, there are in fact superhumans in this series, and Hyoga only wants to deal with them. So, not a bad plan, an inhuman plan for sure, but if we're talking about, actually saving the entire world, reviving humanity, you might just want to stick with your best and brightest for the first, 50 years or so, until things are settled down. Also, I just love that while he's in the middle of deciding whether or not to team up with Mose, he casually sits on the cage to just pose dramatically. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, he's lying. I mean, okay, he's both lying and he's not lying. He's saying whatever Hyoga wants to hear to get him on his side, and then, he also plans on murdering Hyoga as soon as he gets the chance, because he knows that Hyoga is probably strong enough that he could actually pose a threat to Mose. But this is also, the reason why he doesn't agree with Hyoga, because in Mose's perfect world, those who are strong enough to actually challenge him, to actually threaten his dominance, would probably be put down. So, yeah, there's definitely a conflict between what Mose wants and what Hyoga wants, especially because, like I said, Mose is probably going to try and kill Hyoga, because Hyoga has a pretty decent chance of actually being able to kill Mose. Fascinating. Yeah, I don't think he really wants a harem. I mean, he spent the last year in a jail cell with a girl, and unless we missed something, I don't think there was, any progress on that front. Love you, Ryu. I absolutely love you. In the middle of this tense discussion, you just want to, point out all women are beautiful. Go for it. Absolutely go for it. Yeah, I mean, seriously, Nikki is pretty attractive, and I don't want to be gross, but there is a rather large elephant in the room that Let's just leave it at that. So, yeah, I mean, despite that factor, she has a pretty cute face, and her whole maiden, cute, romantic side is absolutely adorable. I love that. The fact that Mose can't appreciate her beauty is his loss. Though also probably for the best, because I really wouldn't want a world in which Mose ends up with Nikki. That'd be very disturbing. I mean, I think Magma is a better match, because yes, while he's an idiot, he's a much more manageable idiot. Yeah, that's the big deciding factor right here, because like I said, Hyoga values skill above all else, while Mose values beauty, so they really can't get along. Their ideals are just too different. God dang. They do a really good job, seriously. There's not a single, crack missing. I mean, except for the obvious one right there. So good work, guys. You managed to put the master back together. Though he has been petrified for a good decade or so, hopefully somebody actually knows what he looks like. Or else his entire plan is going to be completely and utterly wasted. Right here. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my god. Oh, I love this. This is, I said before, some of my favorite moments are in these few chapters, right here. This, just Hyoga saying Senku, left, well, he says left in the manga, is so utterly fantastic. Just the full trust he has in Hyoga to just listen to him in this moment and just to smoothly, without even opening his eyes, just step backwards so the fight can happen. Oh, it's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. Oh, that was beautiful. And we got a face reveal for Hyoga. Neat! He's a very attractive young man, gotta say. Even if he is, a bit of a murder hobo. Love it. Absolutely love Jen. Seriously. I mean, besides Senku, he might be the most, useful person to have in the primitive world, since he can literally do magic, and that's enough just to... I feel like this dude's about to wet himself. Love it. Seriously, this dude is a giant. He could snap Jen's neck in a second, but here he is cowering in the corner because Jen has confetti. Also, I think the whole, him scaring the dude with confetti scene is new. I don't see it in the manga. There's actually been a lot here, a lot of scenes have been changed or added into this episode that just make it so good and really set the tone, maybe better than the manga did. Fascinating. That's interesting. Yeah, definitely don't recall Mose giving Hyoga his spear back in the manga. That's an interesting move, and I think it really does characterize, Mose really well. He is, said before that he would kill strong people so they don't become a threat to him, but he also respects strength, and he enjoys fighting people who actually are able to push him to his limit, because so very, very few people actually can do that. I mean, Kurosami might come close, but that's about it. Seriously, he just bent metal with that blow. Mose is a freaking monster. Absolutely love it. Yes, because he's absolutely freaking insane. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Why would I care? That is dark. That is absolutely dark. Mange said, this old man fails to see how that matters. He really doesn't care about his people. That should be obvious by now. That's another really good point. There are still a lot of people on the island, and petrifying the entire island, especially when most of the fighters are still, in boats and not actually there, won't do much good at all. Also, as far as you know, the master is still in the village on the island. So how is it the master's wishes that the master himself gets petrified? That feels a bit off right there. Kurosami, I think you start seeing some major holes in his plan. Oh, I love it, little itty bitty Kurosami. She is so adorable. And there's more kids in the flashback than in the manga. Interesting. Oh, that is precious. That is absolutely precious. Love this scene. Okay, this is all basically brand new. That's amazing. Fascinating. Like I said, this episode probably the best adaptation so far. They're adding in new scenes, adding new context. It's just so well done. I really love it. I mean, seriously, this entire flashback in the manga was just this. Just like one panel, that's it. Here we're getting like full backstory. That's amazing. Yes, she has finally figured out, wait a minute, maybe that kind master I knew all those years ago wouldn't actually do all these awful, terrible things he's been doing for the last 20 years. Maybe Ibarra, a clearly evil man and a clear liar, is in fact lying to me. And that is just the absolute best timing right there. God, I love Taiju. Thank you, Taiju. Now everybody knows that Ibarra is in fact a liar. Yes, she is one of the few people who actually know what the master looked like, and can tell even from a distance that is in fact the master. And that's how you activate the thing. Yep. Oh, love this. Love this scene right here. Another one of my favorite moments of this series. Oh, that was... Wow, that was beautifully well done. Seriously, okay, love this. In the manga, she just kind of, he just kind of stepped backwards to avoid the light, but here, actually, like, throwing it behind him, that's so freaking amazing, so dynamic. Yes, that is the look of someone who realizes, wait a minute, I've been lied to! Again, one of my favorite panels in the manga, just as the tears go down her stone face. It's spectacular. Oh, that was fantastic right there. The blood dripping down onto the Medusa. Oh, this is so well done. That right there was a gunshot. A gun fired by the world's worst cop who actually managed to hit his target at least once. Yeah, there is a bullet hole right through his freaking hand. That's gotta hurt. That is really gotta hurt. I know Senku said this thing was basically just a threat, but it is a real gun, and it can actually really kill somebody. Even if it's lower, even if it has much less penetrating power than modern day guns, obviously. Yeah, Yo doesn't actually know how to do the Miranda rights. I'm not sure if that's because it's different in Japan, or if he's just such a bad cop that he doesn't actually know how to do it properly. I mean, actually in the manga he says, would this be assault and battery, or more of a white collar thing? Whatever, who cares? Yep, and there goes the freaking Medusa into the ocean. Oh, Ibarra, you done messed up. And now Yo has the most powerful weapon in the entire world, and a gun. I'm sure that won't go poorly at all. Love his horror, love the absolute look of horror on his face. Think the manga did a little better, but I still love this. And that's game over right there. Huzzah! Alright, next episode, Flicker of Doom. Oh, that'll be fun. Okay, gotta say, this right here was probably the best episode I've ever seen of this anime. I mean, seriously, not only did it have some of the best moments, like Senku trusting Hyoga, Nikki trying to seduce Hyoga, Ibarra getting shots, Ibarra petrifying Kirasami, but they also just added in so many little scenes, so many little moments, so many details that weren't in the original manga, which just made this so much better. Really amplified it, and I'm so happy about this. But let me know what you think down below. What do you think of this adaptation compared to the manga? What do you think's gonna happen next? Can we really trust Yo to, hold on to the Medusa properly without losing it or abusing it? Who can say? But let me know what you think of all this down below. And until next time, peace!